Obviously, he wasn't her best, or they would still be together. I'm Paul from Apex Mindset. Take your finger, slide it over, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I do videos. And yeah, like and share. So we'll dive right into this one. So I'll repeat that statement. You tell me if you think it's true or not, okay? This is a statement that I heard, and I often hear people say, something to the effect of, well, obviously he wasn't her best, or the best that she's ever been with, otherwise they would still be together. So, you think that's true? I think that's a true statement? Or could be true, I don't. So, it's not. Okay, that's the myth. Because women settle, alright? People settle, women settle all the time. Women usually are not with their best option or their sexual best when they choose to get married. That's just a fact. That's why women are initiating divorces 70% of the time. Okay? So women are generally the ones breaking up the relationships. Women are generally the ones who have settled with somebody that is not their best, and that's why that happens. So this is important to understand because a lot of guys really want to believe, well, if she chose me and if she's with me, then I must be the best for her. I must be her best, otherwise she wouldn't have made that choice. Now, sometimes that's true. A lot of times, though, that's not true at all. A lot of times there was someone in her past who was better than you, okay? And she couldn't be with that person for whatever reason. Maybe he was better than you at sex, or she had a higher emotional draw to you, to that other guy than you, and she just couldn't make the rest of it work. Maybe she was too toxic, maybe he was too toxic, maybe there were other factors involved. They couldn't work out the relationship, so they end up breaking it off. That happens all the time. She'll forever pine for that person that was her best. And if you're not it, then obviously that statement then isn't true, is it? Okay. This happens because women have 5 categories that their hypergamous brain is trying to solve for themselves. All right? So hypergamy is, the curse of it for women is that they really can't go backwards. Okay? So if they've experienced something to a high level, to a certain level, if they go with something less than that with their next guy, they're not going to ever be fully satisfied. They're going to feel like they settled. A lot of times they'll go with that guy, they'll rationalize it, they'll hope he gets better, she'll hope that part of the relationship will improve, and so she's hedging a bet. And then when it doesn't improve, or if it doesn't, then she's just unsatisfied, and that's why she's initiating these breakups. All right? So we see this most commonly with sexual needs. When she's going through her hoe phase, or she's exploring her sexuality in her earlier to mid-20s, she's finding some guy or group of guys that she's banging that gets her off more, that she has better time with, that the guy that's more genetically alpha, and she feels a better sexual draw to that guy. Maybe he's better looking, whatever it may be. And then she gets in her 30s or whatever it may, late 20s, and she goes to settle down. She realizes, well, if I want a family, if I want to meet the rest of these needs, I have to, settle with somebody. And so she settles with a guy who's a good fit, or who she thinks is a good fit. He's maybe good dad material, has a decent job, provides security, really cares about her, all of that stuff, wants to grow old with her. He could be like that perfect match, doesn't sexually excite her though, like that guy that she used to bang in her early 20s. And so she settles, all right? But the problem is hypergamy won't allow her to accept it. She will never respect that guy. She'll never love that guy. It's just the way it is. The 5 categories are sexual needs, emotional needs, security needs, paternity needs, or is he at least capable of being a good parent or dad? And legacy, meaning is he going to grow? Is he loyal? Would he grow old with her? So these are the 5 categories she's vetting for in her hypergamous head, okay? Some of those categories are more beta characteristics, some of them are more alpha, but I mean that's what she wants it all. She wants those 5 things. And if she experiences somebody that provides her the security, would be a good dad, who's willing to grow old with her, but she doesn't emotionally draw to him because he's not as strong, okay? Doesn't present that strength to her. She's not as sexually aroused by that guy. She will never be happy with that guy. That's the reality. And this is kind of why things can be difficult for women to find the right guy or whatever and be happy. Okay, this is why notch count is a problem for women, because the more guys you run through in your lifetime, the more likely it is you're going to find that guy that you can't top later. And if you can't top that guy, I don't care if it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago, if she can't top that guy, she'll never be satisfied with the current guy she's with. We call that being alpha widowed. So that's just the facts, and I see it manifest itself time and time again in these scenarios. But the myth is that, well, of course, but she chose this guy, so obviously he's the best guy. No, that's not obvious. That's not obvious at all, okay? So don't buy into that myth. Women or men, don't buy into that myth. Men especially, okay? Women want you to buy into that myth so you won't question their decisions, because they hate having their decisions questioned. They want the opportunity to maximize their mating strategy. Their chimpanzee brain wants to maximize their mating strategy, wants to maximize hypergamy without any constraints or anyone questioning those decisions. So she doesn't want you to believe that her or any woman would settle with a guy that's not their best. She wants you to believe that, well, of course I picked you, otherwise, I wouldn't have picked you if you weren't the best. No. There's a difference between being the good for now guy and the best guy. You know what I mean? So you as a man, you need to vet out, okay, with these women you're seeing. You need to vet out whether or not you're the good for now guy or whether you're the best guy. And that's really hard for guys to do because guys have an ego investment. All you guys listening want to believe that you're the best for every woman out there. But the reality is you're not the best for most women out there, okay? Most of you anyway, all right? And so you're not going to be the best for most women. So you need to be able to recognize when that's the case, when you're the good for now guy, and not waste your commitment on that. Because you will allow yourself to get screwed up, and you'll also let her get screwed up. She will waste good years of her life with you, a guy she's not that excited about, and she'll put you through, maybe if it's not a toxic relationship, it'll be kind of just a lukewarm, unexciting, not excited to be with you relationship. Why would you want to waste your time with that when you can date multiple women and find somebody who would be enthusiastic to be with you, right? And for you ladies, the worst thing you can do to yourself and some other guy out there is settle. Y'all do it all the time because you don't want to be alone, because it is hard to find that guy out there. And some of you have dating patterns and attraction triggers that are polluted to no end. And so it makes it difficult for you. And so your better answer, really, your best answer is to be alone. Being alone, taking a dick break for a short period of time to open yourself up to meeting that guy who's going to be the best in all those categories for you and make you feel like you haven't settled, it's just way worth it. It's so much more worth it, okay? But most of you will not have the discipline to do that, unfortunately, all right? And most of you guys will not have the self-awareness to realize that you're not her best and that you need to move on. So, people will continue to get married and continue to get divorced as long as this myth remains alive. You want to fight it in your own life and with yourself, you need to hit me up and we need to set up a coaching session. If you haven't been getting the results you want in your dating lives and in your relationships, might be because of this, okay? So we need to have a session. If you're a woman, I'm going to set you up so you can have the best possibility for success in finding that guy who is the best you've had in all those categories that I mentioned. And if you're a guy, I'm going to help you show up and be the best for somebody in all those categories, and also make sure you're vetting out that person who has that genuine burning desire for you, and who also has a bunch of other traits that are going to make her a good fit as well. So, best to not get in a bad relationship in the first place, best to talk to me before that happens, and to set yourself up for success from the get-go. So, thanks for tuning in, thanks for the support. Hit me up if you need any help. Take care.